Assalamu alaikum everyone. So I'm back with my third live this week. We're halfway through now. And for those of you who haven't been following the lives, basically I'm chatting to a few other mums about Ramadan and children. And today I'll be joined by Sister Taskeen from Productive Muslim Mom. So I'll just add her in. Let's get her in. That should work. Let's see. We're just waiting for the connection. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. And you, Sister Fawzia?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good as well. So basically, I've already told you what we're going to be doing, chatting about Ramadan and children. So if you want to explain to everybody, a little bit about yourself and even myself, I think, because I'm quite new to yourself as well. We've only just recently kind of started chatting on the internet. So if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Taskeen. I'm South African, British, and currently living in Istanbul. Been here for 3 years. My background is marketing and business, and I'm a holistic practitioner. I'm a body talk practitioner.
Oh, mashallah.
And I'm also a mom of two. So Ilham is 3 and Zaid is 1.5.
Oh,
so
mashallah. Little ones.
Two little ones, exactly.
No, because I had a gap between my two of about 6 years, so I haven't had that experience of two little ones. So,
I had two under two.
That have little ones.
I'm still living through it, so I've got all the battle scars. I can't talk about it in retrospect, not yet.
Soon, inshallah. They grow up so fast.
So I'm told. I'm waiting to see that.
It doesn't feel like it when they're little, but then as soon as they're older, you're like, okay, where did the time go? But so obviously this year Ramadan is very different for basically everybody. A lot of us are in lockdown. So how are you actually finding it this year?
I mean, a lot of it, like in my day, is almost the same because I don't tend to go out a lot in Ramadan anyway. It's being smaller, I wouldn't, right? But there's obviously a very big social aspect that's missing from our Ramadan. Here in Turkey, we experience it in a different way. They have like these mass iftars at some certain masjids in certain localities. And it's a lovely feel to get the community together, although everyone's Turkish, but it's still nice to be part of that because it's Muslims and we all bring our part together. And then they have like these mass picnics in the courtyards of the masjids, like some of the tourist masjids, like Suleymaniye Masjid and the Blue Mosque. And it's such an electric atmosphere. There's families out there having the full iftars with tables and chairs, and it's like a big affair. And then there's Sarawih in the masjid after. So we miss that because that's obviously not something we'll be able to do this year. But alhamdulillah, at least we got to experience it, and inshallah there'll be more Ramadans where we can.
Yeah, inshallah it'll all be back to normal next year, inshallah. So obviously you've got two little ones. How are you finding Ramadan with the little ones?
Before Ramadan, you wonder how. I mean, it's already challenging, and what am I going to do when I can't eat and drink either? Because coffee is what's getting me through the day usually, right?
Yeah, it keeps you going.
That's it. But alhamdulillah, Allah always makes a way. For people like me, Ramadan is perfect because we love routine and structure, right? Yeah. That's what my blog is all about. It's being organized and having schedules. And Ramadan gives us that. So I thrive on that aspect of Ramadan. I know there's a certain time for iftar, what preparations happened before. So in that way, I try and manage. And I have help as well. So that makes a big difference for me.
Yeah, it does, definitely.
And there's a lot of moms that don't. So that must be much more challenging.
Yeah, true. So, I mean, you've got, I think you said a 3-year-old and how old was he?
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
So are you doing many like Ramadan activities with them? Any crafts or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a hadith to the extent to the effect that the best are the deeds that are done consistently, even if they're small. Yeah. So I'm not doing all the very, very fancy building a masjid in your home kind of affair. I think that will come in many years. We tried something with the tent that they had, and it was destroyed within a few minutes. So we're not going.
I think the younger ones don't always understand, do they? So sometimes it's just not. No. It's not worth it. Just wait until they're that little bit older and actually understand. So
exactly. So what have we been doing? This is the first year. Like Ilham is 3, so she's got a basic understanding, and I could get her involved and excited a little bit about Ramadan coming. So we did a few activities and a few sort of decorations put up in the house to signify that the new month coming. I wanted her to get excited about that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then she started waiting for the moon and wondering, but the moon is taking so long to come, because I told her that's when Ramadan will start. So I made up a song called Shining, Shining Little Moon. It's on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel. And so it goes to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So it's a very easy, simple song. And she started singing that before Ramadan to get excited about the month that's been starting.
So what's your YouTube channel for those that might want to check out the song that you've made?
Yeah, it's on my Balance and Bliss, which is actually my holistic health practice. It's on that YouTube channel. Maybe we can put it in the comments or something maybe a bit later.
Yeah. Okay. Inshallah.
Yeah,
we can do that.
So what we've been doing now that we're in Ramadan, every evening I finally got into a little bit of an evening Ramadan routine. So once my 20-month-old is in bed, then the house is a bit quiet and it's just Ilham with us, so it's a bit more manageable. Yeah. And I can give her a little bit more focused attention. So we do a few things. I've got a Ramadan countdown sort of coloring principle. Everything I use are principles off the internet. Yeah. And so we color each day a certain icon. It could be a masjid or a musalla or something. So she can visually see like the whole month is as we are progressing. We do a gratitude challenge. So it's a 30-day gratitude challenge. So it's some really, really simple things like what part of your body are you grateful for? So it's something a 3-year-old can understand. And so my husband says something, and then we say something, and then we ask her to think about something, just to let her think about the things that come from Allah that we need to make shukr for.
Yeah, no, that's good. We need to instill that sense of gratitude in children from a young age, because these days a lot of children don't they take things for granted. Not a lot of them don't they're not grateful for the smallest of things, and I think we need to get that back into our children. And so I think that's good. Start it at a young age, and Ramadan's perfect time to get them going. So that's a lovely idea.
Because if they don't know where things are coming from, then that's when they get the sense of entitlement, like it's always going to be coming. And it's what I use when I'm, trying to get her to finish her food. So when she's eating, and I'm like, well, Allah sent this down for you. Today, Allah says Ilham is going to be eating chicken and potatoes. So we need to eat all our food that's in front of us.
So does it work? Is it working? Is she finishing her food?
It does, with all the other tricks in the trade as well.
Yeah. It can be hard to get them to finish their plate, can't it?
Yeah. Some days are better than others.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, obviously, Ramadan for parents, obviously, in some are finding it hard because some are used to having their children at school, and then they can do their, prayers and reading the Quran in peace. But now, obviously, the children are at home. Some parents are struggling. What kind of tips would you give to, the parents that, obviously, you've got younger children? So what are your tips for the parents with younger children? Because obviously, you've got to care for them as well, and then you've got to fit in your own ibadah. So how are you coping with that, and what tips would you give?
I really feel for moms who've got really young ones at home, and even younger than, at least say it is 20 months. There's some moms that have even younger kids, and it's very, very challenging. Your time is split among so many things. Yeah. And as I said, I do have help as well, so that gives me the space. But when I don't, what I find that as a tip for moms, what they could do is find one sort of really engaging activity that you can do with your child, where you give them their focused attention. And it could be anything. And usually I give Ilham, she's a bit older, so I can give her a choice. Okay, so would you like to do with me? Would you like to play with kinetic sand, or maybe a wooden puzzle, or shall we do some cooking for your dolls? And if you give them that 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes time, I find it sort of fuels them, takes them a little further. And afterwards, they may not completely play on their own, but they don't mind you hovering around while you are busy doing something. Maybe you can even read a page of Quran in that time, or if you want to catch up on cooking or something like that. It's sort of they get energized by that time that you spent with them. But it needs to be really fully present time, not with your phone or anything else, just completely with them and enjoying it with them. And then inshallah it'll buy you, it's an investment. It'll buy you a little bit more time later on. Maybe moms could try that.
So just had a comment there. Wa alaikum assalam, Rainbow Tiara. Just had a salams there. So I mean, is there anything else that you want to share regarding Ramadan with any other followers that you can think of?
Another thing I was thinking, I was just recently talking to a mom who's got a baby, about a 4 or 5 month old baby, and a 3.5-year-old.
Okay.
And we were going through some ideas. Okay, how are we going to manage this? What are you going to do? And she's in the UK. She's got no other help. She's got a backyard. And I said, you need to start using your backyard more wisely. The backyard is amazing. I don't have a backyard in Istanbul. We live in flats. So I have a balcony and that's about it. And it's not very safe to be alone. So use your backyard. And a 3.5-year-old is fairly responsible. They can do a lot, like water activities are great. Take a bowl, a simple water activities, a bowl of water, pouring things. Dress them up, however, that you don't mind them getting wet if they do. And these kind of things, you need to find like solo activities, like 1 hour solo activities. And I've seen my 3-year-old really enjoy things like the water play. A little bit of supervision that needs, right? Rainbow rice. I've got some ideas on my Instagram account. She can play for ages with the rainbow rice. Recently, I made some cloud dough thing. Flour.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, I haven't tried making it, but like, yeah, it looks
so
good.
easy.
Good.
She just loved it. The texture is soft, so it's like really like sensuous for them. They love that. You got to find these few activities that your child really enjoys. And that you can, let them play with, so that when you are busy with the baby or you're busy with other things in the house, you can be fairly confident that they are, okay with by playing with themselves. It doesn't happen all the time, and it doesn't happen immediately. Consistency.
Definitely.
Just so important, right? Kids are not, you're going to say, oh, this doesn't work. No. You just got to keep trying it. And then eventually, inshallah, they'll pick up on it and they'll find their own sort of creative way of playing with whatever you are making available for them.
Very true. I think sometimes as parents, we want to kind of control what they're doing all the time, but we need to kind of step back sometimes and let their own creativity come out. If you're constantly telling them what to do, then that's where on board comes into play, because you're constantly telling them this, we're doing this next, we're doing that. It's not bad to be bored sometimes. If they're saying bored, say, well, figure out what you want to do then sometimes, so you're right. Consistency, and then letting them kind of pick what they want to do as well. We need to do that as well. So obviously we've got Eid coming up in 10 days now, 9-10 days, inshallah. You got any plans for Eid? How's it going to be different this year for you?
I'm just waiting to find out what our situation is going to be like.
Yeah, it could change.
We usually, in Turkey, we've been having weekend curfews or completely lockdowns in the weekend, where no one's allowed out at all. Kids are not allowed out anyway during weekends. This has been going on for 2 months now. So I wonder what the Eid situation is going to be like. If we happen to be at home, which I assume is probably what it's going to be like, I haven't thought about it exactly, but I definitely, part of our evening routine has been talking about reading an Eid book that I printed off the internet, which is amazing. Okay. And the last page is on Eid, and it's got such a beautiful picture of balloons that it's making Ilham just so excited. And she says she wants 10 balloons for Eid. So we're going to go all out with whatever she wants, with balloons, and I think I'll do some nice decorations.
Why stop at 10 balloons? Get loads more.
Yes, I think 10 was the biggest number she knew. She's like, I want 10.
Oh, mashallah. The biggest number. Well, good job she doesn't know like 1,000. Otherwise, you'd be a bit stuck.
That might be a bit tricky.
So, I mean, obviously, I did say I tend to kind of keep the lives quite quick. I don't want to be taking up too much of your time. So, if anyone's got any questions now's the time to ask before we end them. But if you just want to share your blog links and I know you've got another account, if you just want to mention that as well for anybody who might want to follow you.
Yeah, so Productive Muslim Mom is where I share all my tips for organization and just like managing your time, and easy, simple play ideas, food ideas, and just ways to manage your time. Okay. And then I have Balance and Bliss, which is my holistic health account. and I try and give everything that's positive and practical from our faith, and to help your body, your mind, and obviously your soul as well.
That's good. I'm not sure if I'm following that. If not, I'll have a look and I'll follow you there. So, is there anything else you want to share before we go our separate ways?
Well, I just want to say to the moms that are like really struggling, and especially the ones in the UK with long hours, and even the ones in Turkey, we also have fairly long hours.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.